Hey, what's going on, Doug? Croissant. Got someone on the Altaira account. Welcome, guys. I'm gonna pass you guys the mic. I know you have a super hyped mint coming up. Before you talk about the mint, though, tell some of the audience members about Altaira, what you guys have going on that end. I know it's a MMORPG, my favorite genre of video game. But Doug, I'm gonna let you take the reins and take it from there.
Thanks so much. How you doing, man? Thanks for having us on the show.
Yep. Oh, of course, man. Anytime you guys want to come on. I'm a bit under the weather, but looking forward to hearing more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Noah,
It,
you sound sick, brother. It's Mr. Dip behind the account. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Anthony? Well, man, I'm doing better, but really excited again to see what this mint, see this mint you guys have come in store, and what all the utilities coming with the NFT drop.
Dro, the utility, okay? That's the problem, guys. I mean, thank you so much for having us on Whalecoin Talk. This is one of my favorite spaces in Web3. The vibe here is amazing. There's a huge captivating audience coming in from all aspects of Web3, not just Web3, Web2, tech. I mean, if you look at people down there, there's just like big cross section. You get lots of people coming in here just to listen to really amazing interviews and insight, something that we kind of don't have a lot of in Web3. A lot of Web3 is just talking about the same old stuff, right? And with this project, guys, with Noah, everyone here, with this project, Altaira, there's a lot going on. It's not just a Web3 NFT, okay? We do have a mint that just happened right now. It's super exciting. But the thing you're going to see is that there's so much going on from this project. We have like in real life events. We have a game pass for video games and integrated into the NFT, and an upcoming really huge MMORPG coming out. So I want to ask the audience right now a question. Everybody in the audience, if you play video games at all, I want to see you give me a heart right now. Just give me one of those hearts. I'm just really curious to the demographic, people in Web3 and Twitter, like how many people here play video games once in a while? Maybe you even played like Nintendo back in the day and you just loved it. Maybe you play an MMO like World of Warcraft, or a lot of people play Call of Duty, all these different things. Banter Boy's in the room. He's a big member of our community. You're going to see people popping up with these NFTs that look like Sindarians and Theran humans that are characters within the world of Altaira. And the thing that I really love about this whole world of Altair that's coming out, there's lore, there's all this stuff going on. If you're a fan of like things like Lord of the Rings or fantasy at all, maybe you've watched like the new Rings of Power with Lord of the Rings. That's the kind of like background lore and storytelling and like IP that's being built here, right? One thing I want to start this off with, guys, to like think about when you think about the branding of Altair and what it represents, right? It represents all these different things, an MMO, live events like Renaissance fairs that we're throwing. We're going to get into all of it, but just so you know, because you're probably thinking like, what's the hook? What's the thing that's going to like really bring me in to this project? And I'm telling you, like one of the first things that I learned from Michael, who's here with his PFP as an Altair Knight, um, is that like there's a guild system separate from the MMO game coming out, right? The MMO games take time to develop. And if you want a really good game, it can take a couple years to have a really amazing game release, a AAA MMO game, right? A lot of you have probably played like Grand Theft Auto or World of Warcraft or something like that. But before the game comes out, there's going to be a guild dashboard system. And with that guild dashboard system and mini game that's going to come out ahead of time before the big game, there's going to be a way to rank up and attain all kinds of cool stuff. And the big thing everyone keeps talking about is that there's a guild ring that's forged by the Jens Hansen company from New Zealand. Now, Noah, you can probably guess what maybe a super exciting, famous ring that they might have forged in the past for the one of the biggest franchises in the history of this planet, film franchises that features the one ring, and characters like Gandalf and like Frodo, right? That he had to take one ring up to the Mordor and throw it into the volcano, right? So that's the thing. Like, there's this guild ring that's forged by the same family of jewel forgers that is going to be for this game that comes from that fantasy lore of that franchise. People get really excited, especially if they're in the video games, things like that nature. So that's like really a big calling card for how really professional and high level that this project is, right? Trying to do the absolute best. Okay, so there's a guild dashboard system that's going to come out for this NFT, and that's going to be really amazing and fun. People are always asking, like, well, where's the game? What's the game happening? Well, there's a guild dashboard level up system coming out, and a mini game, and then a big MMO. Okay, so that everybody in the room knows that is what it is, right? That's what the actual gaming part is. But there's a whole nother element to it. I mean, there's actually multiple elements to this NFT. And you guys can look up at the Jumbotron up there, and you can see there's a couple of tweets. The one on the far right, I'm doing a giveaway of $25 worth of USDC. All you have to do is go into the Discord and just hang out. You can pick a faction to be part of because we have factions going on right now, right? And I want you to take a screenshot. You don't even have to purchase the NFT. You can just take a screenshot of an NFT of an Altairian NFT that you really like. You could even be one of them that are on that list already. Just comment it on that stream and then jump in the Discord, and you can qualify to be a member that could win this contest, right? Of $25 USDC that we're going to do. It's a lot of fun. We'll announce a little bit later. So make sure to go up there and do that. We've got a couple other tweets going up there. You see one on the far left that has the ring made by Jens Hansen, the famous ring manufacturer. So that's what's really exciting to me, is that you've got this amazing gaming project, and you also have all this other stuff too. There's a game pass involved that gives you access to other games. There's also going to be real life events tied to this NFT, right? Altaira is producing large live real life events, Renaissance fairs with light shows. And we're going to pop up some more of those tweets in just a second, with dragons flying through the air, all kinds of amazing lore going on that's tied to this project, right? We're producing those events as one of the companies of Altaira, right? So this is the thing you have to keep in mind, guys. There's a lot to listen to and to learn about this project, but we're going to be onboarding people to Web3 through real life events, large Renaissance fairs. And I mean, Noah, how many people do you think go to Renaissance fairs on the weekends? Because I've heard numbers up to the point of like some of these large Renaissance fairs get like 1 million people coming on the weekends, right? And some of them that we're talking about doing ourselves are going to range between 15, and Michael even mentioned like we're going to scale up to even possibly 50, 70,000 people coming on a weekend, right? All being part of the Altaira IP, all being onboarded into Web3 potentially, and this project we're talking about here, right? So Mr. Dip is behind the signal fire right now. I want to see the insights and the things that Mr. Dip wants to kind of highlight about Altaira, because it's a lot to take in. And we have people like myself and other Alpha ambassadors. When you hang out in the Discord, you can come hang out, chat with us, and play video games with us. We have game nights all the time. It's so much fun. We have so many cool members of the community like Miggy here, TQ, who's an amazing gamer and has a huge audience. Mr. Dip, you've been in this project for a while. Can you tell me what about Altaira you think people should know, and really what excites you about being part of the Altaira project?
Yeah, I mean, there is so much to unpack. So I'm going to take it right back to the top level. Let's just start kind of right at square one so we can do a mass introduction in terms of what really is behind Altaira. So to make it kind of simplified, Altaira is a multifaceted company. We're an entertainment company, and we have subsidiaries that are in relation to that company, of course. And we really focus on 3 branches of entertainment, as Doug's alluded to. Obviously, the gaming sector is a massive component because we're building a AAA MMORPG. And Something Squared Studios, in conjunction with Kavuru Games, is building out that massive MMORPG along with the minigame that Doug had mentioned. But as he's also alluded to, beyond the gaming sector, we are focusing on the live event sector, and we're talking about gaming conferences and Renaissance festivals. And our first one is actually coming up May 6th. It's the Altaira Light Festival. We're anticipating about 15,000 plus people there, and we're hoping to put on one of the largest drone light shows in American history. So that's pretty substantial. We're talking, knights in armor battling with swords and shields. We're talking jousting. We're talking turkey legs and, kind of the Renaissance medieval style foods. And of course, the massive drone light show at night that'll be putting on a beautiful show. And we'll pin up a tweet that's kind of an example of what our team has been working on as a depiction of the plan. And we'll have a lot more content coming in regards to that as well, in terms of them practicing with the drones, getting everything ready. So a lot of cool behind the scenes stuff to come. And in addition to the live events branch, we also have a film production. If you've seen the mini trailer, the live action teaser trailer, the mini series, your mind will be blown. It's a serious production value, and there's going to be a legitimate full-fledged season of episodes within this miniseries, and probably ongoing from there as well. So we're looking at hitting the major 3 entertainment forms that are available, and it's the NFT Guild membership that ties the 3 together, providing different value amongst each, different opportunities, and of course, bringing everybody here in Web3 together as a community through these various forms of entertainment. So there's a lot of different things that may entice you that may not entice somebody else, but we wanted to make sure we could entice everybody and give them the full value that they wanted when they're here in this Web3 journey, looking for something to do, something to be a part of, and something to enjoy. At the end of the day, the key to entertainment is fun, right? That's the value proposition, fun, and how can we have a great time? And we look to do that through all three of these branches. So that's kind of a top level introduction, but there is so much to dive into. Doug, where do you want to start?
Well, the thing is, I want to start with always what's right in front of me, Mr. Dip. And right in front of us, we have a bunch of people that you see their PFPs. We got Miggy, Croissant, we got Banter Boy in the room. We got Camilo. We can see all these people. We got even Mr. Dip down there, your other account. We got Jay down there. You can see people that already have a lot of them are Sindarians from the NFT collection, right? And if you're wondering, like, hey, I'm really interested in this project, maybe I want to pick up one of the NFTs to be part of the guild. If you go up there to the top right, there's a direct link there. You can use even your credit card now, or you can use your crypto wallet, which is really cool. The idea behind this project, and I kind of want to ask Michael about this. Like, Michael, your idea for this project was to use a large video game system and live events to onboard people into Web3 from Web2, because as we know, there's like 3 billion people a day that play video games, right, in the world, and the actual NFT and Web3 market's actually crazy much smaller than that, right? People estimate on a daily basis there's maybe 100,000 people that are active in crypto, right, versus 3 billion people. So I'm kind of interested in having you talk a little bit about that, because especially the audience here, you're the founder of the project. You're the person that put us all the people, everything in motion. Really, like, the genesis behind this, and like what really you thought was the most important part about this project, and how we can get people into Web3.
Yeah, absolutely. First, thank you guys for having us on. We're grateful to be here, and we're excited to talk about Altaira with you. But yeah, to answer that question, when we set out to build this company and to start working on building a game, one, this game is something that has been a dream of ours to build, for the last 15 years. I've personally, been working on the story and the game design, for over a decade. And we were just waiting for the right time to be able to build a studio to build out a massive MMORPG. That's a AAA title that will compete with other MMORPGs. And but it's a big endeavor. And me personally, I'm a gamer. I grew up gaming, and what most people, if you're not a gamer, one of the things is that gamers have been trading, buying, and selling in-game assets for over the last 20 years. That's not a new concept. I mean, that's something that's always been done in the back markets. We call it the gray market in gaming. But people have always wanted, to make money for their time in games, right? And when Web3 came along, and this technology started coming out, we kind of saw this as just a big opportunity to use Web3 as a technology for gaming. And I say this all the time. We're not a Web3 game. We're a Web2 game that utilizes Web3 technology, because that's what it is. It's a technology. And what we're actually giving gamers is the opportunity to do something that they've always been doing and want to do, just in a more efficient manner, and something that's trackable, to where it's just a better flow system. It's not illegal, because you can't technically sell in-game assets from other big IPs in the gaming industry. That's not really legal, but you can do that here. And so one of the biggest things that we see, why we haven't seen a lot of these gamers transition, is because of a lack of just understanding and a lack of education about what this technology is and what it can do for gaming. So that's the biggest thing, because we have conversations with gamers, and the other biggest thing is because, one, at the beginning of this space with games that were coming out, there just wasn't good examples of games. And so if you're a gamer, you're used to high AAA quality games, and that's what you want to play. You don't want to come check out a game in Web3 that looks like terrible, and at the same time spend a ton of money to play something that's terrible. And so that was kind of a big thing for us, is coming into space, is that we want to be able to help bridge that gap for gamers, to bring them kind of into this ecosystem to show them, hey, there's a, we're not changing the gaming industry. What we're doing is we're giving a new aspect to gaming that gamers have essentially always wanted, and that's true ownership of their assets. And so how we're doing that. So that's what we're doing, but how we're doing that is through some of our other companies that we have. We have our events company. Our goal as a company for our events company is just to get out in the public and to start hosting these events, because a lot of your gamers, they'll go to Renaissance festivals, they go to these types of events, and so do families. Our demographic for that is about 18 to 45, and family and with kids. That's the demographic, and also the gaming demographic too. And so we're creating these events to bring people in, and we're using these events to brand our IP and get people to fall in love with Altaira, the story, and the lore, and to get to trust us as a brand so that they'll follow each and everything that we do. And we're going to slowly kind of integrate them into coming into the Web3 sector. At the same time, we've been working with all of our partners, and we're looking at putting on one of the largest gaming Web3 gaming conferences at an esports stadium. And we're going to be targeting and promoting to local communities to bring local gamers for them to come check out and see what is all the hype about Web3 and all these big games that are being built out right now, and to show them what this ecosystem looks like. And so that's one thing that's given us a lot of leverage with our partners, and why we're connected with a lot of big studios within this space. But what I can tell you is the cool thing about right now is that there's a lot of opportunity for growth in this space right now. And what I can tell you just from our personal interactions, with beginning our studios and talking with other traditional gaming studio companies, there's a lot of eyes from the gaming industry on this sector, and a lot of big gaming studios have their eyes on this sector, and they're just watching and waiting. And some of them are gearing up to come into this sector. And so right now, a lot of your independent studios that are here right now really have a big advantage, because they understand the markets, they understand the demographics of this ecosystem, and they're building things big right now before a lot of these other big game studios come in. And so it's just a great opportunity right now. I think gaming is going to be one of the biggest pivots and growths for the next bull run, because we see a lot of big studios putting out a lot of good content, and some of the stuff that hasn't been promoted yet. There's a lot of good stuff coming. So we're excited to be a part of that ecosystem.
And on that note, while we're talking about the gaming partners that we've had the privilege to build relationships with and interact with, and seeing what's happening as the entire ecosystem expands, is we've been able to further those relationships. While we're going to be onboarding Web2 users into this space and introducing them to Web3 games, we're also working here within Web3 gaming to be able to provide inclusivity and opportunity to everybody that's participating. And how we're doing that is the short-term value proposition that comes with the NFT Guild membership in the format of a Game Pass. We see it a lot in Web2. We've seen the Xbox Game Pass. We see Microsoft and other publishing platforms providing this opportunity. But here in Web3, we haven't really seen it yet. And we have such a powerful relationship established with each and every one of our gaming partners. In fact, we have a whole wealth of new gaming partners that are coming to add to that Game Pass. But the nature of it is to provide an opportunity for those that are here in Web3 gaming to be able to play multiple games without having to go purchase NFTs and invest in tokens across a wide array of games. If you're a gamer and you like to play games, you like to play a multitude. You like to play different genres. It's a very common thing. In fact, research shows that the average gamer plays about 3 or 4 different games per year on a regular basis throughout the year. They do migrate from game to game. And really trying to lock somebody into a single brand or a single game type is not a sound strategy in our minds. So we want to be able to provide that opportunity of cross-pollination. And with the Game Pass, you'll have access right now to 8 different Web3 games. And if you move up the tiers in that Game Pass, you actually unlock custom and exclusive content, which is also something that we all know every gamer loves, to be able to get that custom game skin, that custom weapon, something that they have that others don't have, that just is willing to build upon their clout and be able to engage in a game in a different way. So that's something that we're working on right now. It's live in terms of the NFT Guild membership being mintable, and the Game Pass providing that access will be coming in the coming days. And that custom and exclusive content that's being built by each of these other game studios solely for us and for our NFT Guild membership holders to be able to use is on the way soon, very, very soon, actually, too. And, the number of games that have been reaching out to us that want to participate in this is mind-boggling. It's actually blown us away how many more would want to come in. There's this kind of sentiment sometimes, you think, when you look at different projects, that level of competition that exists between them. But here in the gaming sector, it's not that way. We all share the same vision, and most of us want to be able to grow together. And that's a huge opportunity that's available with this Game Pass, and an immediate value that comes with that NFT Guild membership.
Mr. Dip just mentioned, oh, TQ's coming in here, very nice. Mr. Dip just mentioned that this NFT has a Game Pass built in. So if you like gaming at all and you want access to some games and some perks in those games, like Undead Blocks, which is a really amazing zombie shooter, Call of Duty style game, with Web3 behind it, the Undead Blocks itself, it's a very fun, popular game. But if you want to go and purchase like a weapon to use in that game when it's at full release, it's kind of pricey, right? Whether it's even a handgun or whatever you're using to fight off the zombies. Because a lot of people, I'm sure, here love the zombies, watch zombie shows, maybe like zombie shooters. Like, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse, right? TQ, I'm wondering, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse? Like, would your first choice be like a giant like knight sword to fight off the horde? Would it be like a bone staff? Would it be like an AK-47? A lot of those choices, or any choices you can think of, what do you think you would like to choose to fend off the zombie apocalypse?
Okay, so this is a fun question because I played the game like I lost count how many times I played the game. I play the game so much, okay, that I know where the first zombie appears. I know where he spawns, okay? And if Undead Blocks had traps, the trap queen gonna be putting a trap right there if I could, so I could go to the second spawn, because it's just what gamers do. We obsess about waves of the zombies, like you were saying. So yes, I think for at least the first wave, right? The first few zombies that come and they're like pretty slow. They're like cinematic almost, like brains. And then you have like a sword. And since there's no horde of zombies coming at you yet, you can use your sword to kind of like have that content, like it's just you and the zombie. Like, what better opportunity to decapitate that head as fast and or maybe as slow, depending on how you play. It was just a space we had a while ago that they say your gameplay kind of like shows the personality that you have, and this is very interesting because in Altaira we see four different races, that are living together in the Altaira kingdom according to their website, right? And in that way, we kind of see four different archetypes or different kind of gamers. And as somebody that has been a gamer in the space for 2 years, been playing since like Wild Arms 2, Final Fantasy Tactics of the console days. And so I do have a high standard of game for games like what Michael was talking about. Like if it doesn't have the same quality as Far Cry 6 or Modern Warfare or Monster Hunter, and what are you doing? Web3 is supposed to offer so much better than Web2. Not even an improvement. No, it's miles of difference should be. Because now we have the opportunity to create impact for other people with the power of blockchain technology that defies the standards of waiting 3 days for the bank to process your transfer, and that stops a lot of growth. And that's why we see a lot of innovation in this space. And that's why we know that it's also counter what it takes to create a healthy economy. And what it takes to create a healthy economy is celebrating differences and acknowledging that we need to preserve diversity in the space. Diversity is the formula to creating growth in our space. And this is what Altair represents in whole different dimensions, because not only are they offering dimension and inclusivity within the storytelling part of the game, which is the different races of the characters, but the fact that established games and gated games are willing to work with Altaira already in the early stages. Established brands like Kivuru Games and Undead Blocks are willing to vouch for a game that is so mysterious, because I know how Michael obsesses about this because he's so protective of the content. It's just like he's just like, I need to make it perfect before I want to show it to people. And a lot of that honestly stems from how spoiled we are as gamers in the space. Developers think that just because they can create a game so fast like this, it's going to last a long time. No, it takes time. We already know this. It takes years to create a great game. And so everybody says, oh, I wish I had that early opportunity. Oh, I wish I had that OG opportunity. This is that opportunity for something like Altaira's future. And if you want to be a part of it, then come join us, because all we do is game. And we can't equate gaming with the monetary ups and downs of this space, because NFT gaming presents so much more. A little bit up or higher than just coming here for the money. I'm TQ, and if anybody doesn't know me in the space yet, I've been a gamer for 2 years in this space. I'm a content creator as well, and I'm an advocate for women and children's rights. I believe that diversity and knowing that we need to celebrate differences of creators in the space and different gamers in the space, different variety of games. And as soon as we get to that point where we can offer the variety of games that we can for the mass market adoption, then that's the only way this is going to grow. And Altair is taking that first step already. We see them establishing relationships that, you know, these games could have said, no, we don't want to partner with them. Like what do they have, you know? And this is really important. I've talked to games like that before, of be like, hey, why don't we do a collab? And then they're just like, we are the best game, so, you know, snob. And I'm just like, wait, how, you know, how is that inclusive? Don't tell me you're here for the community if you're not collaborating with other projects. Don't tell me that your project is for community if you're promoting exclusivity, if you're not obviously bringing a free-to-play game for people of my country, because I'm from the Philippines and we can't afford these entry prices. But the fact that Altaira is also helping with the sponsorship, and there's so much ways to get into the tiers if you're an active person in the community. We know this space to be so much more than what it is. And what I mean by that is we see talent in our space. There's creators that are still just rising and discovering themselves. I didn't even know that, right? Like, so that's what Altaira is doing, and Doug Hype with the demigods as well, and how he's kind of like nurturing and mentoring people that are like, hey, I kind of want to do that too, you know? I kind of just want to play, be a creator, be part of the community. And we're here to say, hey, you know what? There's no gatekeeping here, because that's not what success is about. Success is about giving and sharing those blessings, something that I find in Altaira, and that's why you see me rallying with the whole squad. And I just want to give flowers to Michael, because he's the visionary of this amazing game. And we all know it's not easy to be a visionary at this time. How, right? Only in the metaverse can you get support from people on the other side of the world, just because you have the same vision and you believe in each other and you work so hard. And I see the future for Altaira. I know so much I can't even talk about, because I want to be friends with Michael, because I know he's going to be big in the future, you know, like he's going to be one of those, oh my gosh, he created this game, you know, that we see that in a lot of games already right now that are peaking. So this is your chance for that early opportunity. You know what I mean? Just check it out and know that we are authentic gamers. So it's like, we're not going to mess with something that's not going to satisfy us in the end, right? This is Unreal Engine working with Kavuru Games. They're hosting an event for 50,000 people that have drone shows, turkey legs, jousting, horses, cosplay. Like there's like live action series. There's so much opportunities that go beyond what it is as a gaming, and so much more to kind of like shape what it's like to be in a community of gamers. And I'm just glad to be part of it. Elven Trap Knights represent, guys. If you want to join my faction, shameless plug, join the Discord. Don't try hard like Miggy or the other factions. Don't try hard, join the Elven Trap Knights, okay? Demigods are our alliances, so I'm not going to shade, okay? If you're a demigod, then you are an alliance with the Trapped Elves. And we like quality and loyalty. So come join us, because we don't try hard, but we still MVP. Hey, Altaira.
You know,
Yeah,
I heard that the D
during
sound.
the game night either. It was only Marauders that showed up. What's up? Let's go.
TQ,
You
I
guys-
heard you. You're about to talk about shade. You started with a duh, and then you went back to Miggy. Got to watch your alliance there. But there's two really big points I'm glad you brought up. One about the trust in brands and the partners that we have. And up top, there are two pinned tweets. One is including a thread that shows the tiers of the Game Pass and the games that were announced prior to the mint. Now, since then, we've already added the Forge Arena. They've come out to us. They're one of the biggest games on Wax, which is the biggest gaming chain in Web3. And they're very quick to move. They've already started creating the content that they want to include. Extraordinary partners. We're very excited to be working with them and get that introduction to the Wax blockchain as well. But if you look through that list, I mean, beyond Undead Blocks, we've got Oldor, Homie Wars, Coin Racer, we've got Brutaria, we've got Meta Ops. There are a bunch of great games in this space already that want to be a part of this and providing value already to our Game Pass holders. So that's an immediate value that comes with that, which is extraordinary. And it's great and a privilege for us to know that these people are willing to work with us in this capacity, that they're willing to allocate the resources from their development teams, their design teams, to be able to build something out for our NFT Guild membership holders, which is just extraordinary and a huge ode to the sentiment here in Web3 gaming that we all want to grow together and expand together. And the next tweet over from there, the first one on the left, is a video, just a nice promo video that walks you through what does come with that Game Pass. And to let everybody know, there are a whole lot more brands hopping on board. I mean, we had the Forge Arena come in just within days of the mint, and we have several other that we have calls with over the next few days that are looking to join as well. So this is an ever-growing value that will introduce more and more games. And that kind of segues to the next point that you made that I really enjoyed, the inclusivity. Of course, when we're looking at NFT games that require you to purchase an NFT to play, we're talking about an expense for every game. And some of these can add up very quickly. As Doug alluded to with Undead Blocks, their weapons, their floor is rising quickly. It's looking very good. And when you have multiple games like that, that can be an extraordinary cost. And you may have to buy and sell and move through games. And that just simply isn't feasible for the average gamer. It doesn't make sense. But with this Game Pass, you have the opportunity to play all these games. So it's a great value. And when we look at inclusivity, we wanted to be able to provide that. We wanted people to be able to enjoy gaming, not watch charts, not have to worry about floor prices, but be able to just play the games that they love playing. And that's a global thing. And that's something that is advantageous for everybody, regardless of the demographic, is we can reduce those costs to play games. Because at the end of the day, gamers don't want to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars to play games. They just want to play games. So we want to make sure we could offer that. And with the mint tiers, we do the same thing. There is a tremendous amount of value that comes throughout these tiers. And we have real world physical memorabilia, hand-forged swords and shields. We've got custom handcrafted rings from Jens Hansen, one of the most famous jewelers on the planet, due to actually having crafted the most famous ring in the world. So there's some extraordinary value, but that isn't always feasible for everybody. There are collectors. There are those that are for the live events and the different experiences that come with this. But we wanted to make sure that everybody had a price point that worked. So we have the 6 tiers, and that first introductory tier that gets you that initial Game Pass, gets you into the guild membership, gets you all these added values, is affordable. And we can make sure everybody could afford it and be able to purchase that if that was something they were interested in. And then as you move up those tiers, the price increases, but the value proposition, of course, exponentially increases with it. So inclusivity, regardless of geographical location, regardless of playing style, regardless of what you're interested in, we wanted to make sure there was a value proposition that made sense to you and something that would work for you and your families, and make sure it was affordable.
And that's why I think it reflects. Sorry, Doug. I just want to add real quick to slow everything down. Like let it resonate first. Everything Mr. Dip just dropped on us. Let it just sink in our brains for everybody here that's listening. And also really think about that. The best part about this is you're getting assets from games that are exclusive, so exclusive because it's customizable for Altaira. And these are exclusive stuff that otherwise would be priced so high. And aside from that, you've never seen other games do that before. Like, you will see Altaira theme within these games, and they're working on providing that value for you. And if that doesn't say inclusivity, honestly, I don't know what it is. And this game there's no other game that does that yet. And so props for you guys for doing that, and kind of like being sensitive to the whole realization that we need to be more practical and self-aware in where we invest our money, right? Like, in a lot of ways, this is serious stuff for people. And he said that it breaks down, it doesn't matter where you are. That means, these guys are building for something that everybody can appreciate. And I feel like it's generational, building these kind of games that cater to all different kinds of players. And this is why it's also multi-chain. It shows. What they're building shows. What they're saying, they're walking the talk. Because they're building multi-chain, they're being really careful they're taking their time, you know, and it's not a speed race here in this space. It's about consistency, and it's about providing the best experience for the gamers when we drop, right? And this is something I'm super excited about, because multi-chain means multi possibilities. Other games are going to see the potential in collaboration, and then maybe we can finally see a unified evolution in the space, empowering gamers, saying that, hey, you know what, this is what gamers deserve. Actually, we deserve multi-chain games now. We deserve games that are going to reward us, not just in the metaverse, but also in real life. We deserve games that think about promoting the importance of community by having these events, the importance of touching grass, signing off, logging off, spending time with friends and family, experiencing new things, and getting together in community events like that. You know, other games take a while to get to that point. Other games take years to get to that point wherein they can say, yeah, we hosted for so much. And can you imagine every single guest in that event, Doug, will be exposed to the culture of Altaira as we're building. So when we do start, you know, making more gaming content, they're going to be like, whoa, this is that event that I went to, like, you know, and they understand the whole lore behind it. I see that Altaira is also working on live events already. We see that in the trailer. So we see their intention, and I think we're going to see more about the story and the lore first. And that's the kind of games I want to play. I don't know about you guys, but if I do want to blow some zombie brains, I can do that, because the Game Pass will allow me to do that, right? And then if I want to go back into the RPG, you got Altaira, and you got Odor, you got, you know, if you want to do casual, you got Homie Wars, which is like the Fall Guys. And there's a whole castle of Altaira there. So you get to enjoy the same storyline in other games. So I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of fire, Doug. What do you think?
Yeah, so that your answer then is that you do like swords, is what I'm getting from your speech.
Yes,
Um,
because decapitation
so your
is
answer to my question is
awesome.
you do like swords, and in Undead Blocks, you are looking forward to then, yes, conquering the zombies with a sword. And if you guys know this, like, you know, a lot of people in the audience and in the NFTs, or just in general in the public, you know, you want to be efficient with your liquidity, right? And you're thinking to yourself, hey, what should I invest in, or what community should I join, right? And I have to maybe, you know, spend a little bit of liquidity to do that. So I'm inviting you on the first tweet on the right to come in the Discord, hang out. I see some people popping in there. The great thing about that is we're going to take care of you. You can hang out with us. You can hang out with Miggy. You can do all this stuff. Um, you know, it's really great. But you know, that's just one part of it. The community, we're having these game nights. You can hang out with all these people that are like gamers. In fact, my faction, the Demigods, which is, you know, it's listed on that tweet. You can join our Telegram if you want to. Our faction is now creating a partnership with a professional gaming guild, you know, that does all kinds of stuff from World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, whatever you name it. It's really amazing. They came in, they saw my faction, really liked it, and we had a bunch of meetings. And now, like, just our faction within this guild system, in this game system, is now planning on doing a bunch of drops, a bunch of cool artwork, a lot of stuff for our community. And this just all happened within the last couple of days, right? It's really amazing. I know Mickey's doing a lot of stuff for his community, and TQ is too. The Bad NFT group came in and made a faction. If you have an NFT project yourself, or you're a member of a community in the NFT space, you can come in, you can make a faction, and then you can have this opportunity to do so many things with it. We'll go over it in a second, but I just want to point out real quick before I throw it over to Michael that if you're thinking about like your efficiency and your liquidity, you know, with this Game Pass, you can unlock all these different things in these games. Like, for example, Undead Blocks, if you just want to go and purchase like a weapons pack for them, they're in the hundreds and hundreds of dollars, right? Just to be able to have a weapon to play in that game. With this Game Pass, you could go and spend, you know, a couple $100 and get a Game Pass that unlocks weapons in that game, but also things in like, you know, all these different games in the Game Pass. Not only that, we're in talks with a really amazing projects in the Web3 games, like some of the top level games, to add them to the Game Pass for the next round. Our idea is that we want to keep adding things to the Game Pass so we get tons of value. If you think about like Xbox Game Pass, you know, they have this thing where like every month they bring in new games, right? So that concept is really attractive. It's one of the most popular things within video games, and actually where they make most of their money and their margins on Xbox is that Game Pass, because people love it so much. It's insanely popular. Everyone's trying to copy them. So we talked about it and we're like, why don't we do like something like that? Because it's such an amazing resource for people. And then not only that, we have this community now where we game together. You see KG down there? He's part of the Undead Blocks faction within Altaira. And we're playing Undead Blocks all the time in our Discord. It's amazing. The community in the Discord is awesome. I just implore you to come and check out the Discord. There's a lot of stuff about this Game Pass that's really cool. Michael, do you want to kind of maybe shed a little bit more light on that for us?
Yeah, I can talk about the Game Pass. I was actually going to have you talk about the faction a little bit more, because that's something that really has kind of, I guess, taken us by surprise and taken off more than what we thought it would.
Oh, you mean by the chance that my faction has 240 people
that's not what we're talking about. Okay, we're not here to shill the demigods. Okay, we're talking about the faction system as a whole and the opportunity.
Michael's just mad because his faction has less people. It's fine.
We're still number 2, okay? Without the shilling, without the recruiting, we got strong members in our faction. Just not gonna lie. But no, it's just like the what I love is, you know, the different projects that have come in, or different people that started factions, have really created this community of their own within our ecosystem, and that's what's so cool about it. Is, you know, we have the Altair Guild. Everybody's you know, can come in and be a member of the guild, but then you can come into these factions and they're run by different projects. And, you know, we have it set up on our end for certain benefits to these different projects for these factions. But this is a way for, you know, factions to be started for them to essentially, they can kind of monetize it however they want. And what's cool is like you see this cross pollination of our communities. Because they'll come in and, you know, people are getting to know some other projects that they've never heard about just because they're building a big faction. And it's just been really cool to see. But Doug, I'd let you talk about it a little bit more, because you're kind of in the thick of the faction system.
Thank you so much, Michael. When he says in the thick, he means that we roll deep, we roll thick with the demigods. And, you know, I don't really need to shill them. I'm really kind of want to just talk about the reason that factions, you know, a lot of NFT projects, Noah, you're sitting there listening to us all bicker and banter back and forth about all this stuff happening. There's a lot of action happening in the Altaira Discord, right? It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of information to kind of absorb what's going on. But what everyone kind of needs to know just right away, you can jump in this Discord, you can join a faction. You don't have to do anything at first. You can just join a faction, check it out, see what's going on, have some fun, hang out, have some game nights with us if you want to, you know, see what's going on with the project, talk to us more about it. You know, maybe you're really interested in the Game Pass. Maybe you're really interested in the live events, because at these big live events we're throwing with tens of thousands of people, there'll be VIP stuff going on. And if you own the Altaira Game Pass, you're going to be automatically upgraded for VIP. And then we're planning on doing even like gaming conferences and having VIP stuff for you there. So it's a lot of fun. But the thing is that right when you jump into the Discord, where like, you know, most of gaming, the heart and soul of gaming and NFT projects is in the Discord, right? It's where people hang out, they make friends, you make plans, you do all kinds of stuff. And just being honest with you guys, like it was like less than a week ago that we started saying, hey, we're going to start making factions. All of us will like, you know, maybe make our own faction. And then we'll have NFT projects come in and make their own faction. And then we'll all be battling each other, form alliances, all this different stuff. The thing about it that's crazy is that not only can you come in and join a faction and have fun, do some gaming together. If you're hanging out with like, you know, the demigods, you could be hanging out with like Final Frontier professional gaming faction, potentially all this different stuff. So many connections and networking things going on. And I'm personally planning, I've been on the phone like around the clock with Final Frontier. We might be doing a huge drop. We might be doing a huge thing that we're going to announce soon. I don't want to like let anything release yet, but you know, there's like, I'm the type of person that when I do something, I want to be the absolute best and just captivate people. Right. So this is the thing though, like when they came in and saw what was going on, they got super excited. Final Frontier was like, wow, they could not believe all the things we were offering and all the value you get from the NFT. Because if you're a member of the guild system and you own this NFT in this game that comes out, the MMO, you're going to have the possibility to have crafted your own house, your own professional building with a storefront, do commerce in the game, and then be able to actually profit off of that. In most games, almost all Web2 games, you can't have any profit off of it, right? You just play the game and it's fun. But if you've leveled up a character and have this amazing legendary battle armor, you can't do anything with it legally, right? But with these factions, not only can you individually sell NFTs and like your equipment and stuff, you can also have like commerce in the game. You can have your own town. You can build up your own fortress to battle against other factions. So the stuff that we love to see in other games where you can construct stuff yourself, like, we got Roblox, we have like Fortnite, we have World of Warcraft, we have Grand Theft Auto 5. You're going to see a lot of elements of those games in here, like, Shadow of War. If anybody in this room has like played any of those games, there's a lot of exciting elements of those games that you might think like, wow, there's this one element in this game I really love. So Michael's been crafting this to be like super amazing for us. And so I was like, we got to have factions because like my faction is going to be the best. And that's the thing. Like we brought in factions and NFT projects like Bad, like Draco Leopard Gang, and they formed their own factions. Undead Blocks, has formed their own faction. And you can come in right now. That's the thing, guys. If you have an NFT project that you run yourself, you're a leader in, or maybe you're just part of the community, you could go to the community and say like, hey, let's start a faction with Altaira. Let's go check it out, see what's going on, the benefits of it, if we'd like to do it, if it's fun. And as we're battling and competing with the different factions, you're doing it under your brand. So when I win, they say like the Demigods brand is won. When like Undead Blocks does something really good, they're going to see the Undead Blocks faction is won, and they're going to attract more people into that faction, and they're going to hang out. They're going to play Undead Blocks, so they're going to generate commerce for their brand. You know what I mean? Like we have all these Twitter Spaces, Noah, and they're really great. You do an amazing job with these Twitter Spaces. Like you ask amazing questions, you bring really cool like people in that are super interesting and engaging, and a lot of people show up to want to be part of what you're doing because it's very stimulating and fun. And we are having the Discord right now almost like a live freaking mega space with all these different projects and factions going back and forth, talking about what's going on, doing giveaways and contests and all this stuff. It's so much fun. And it's a really great opportunity. Like I literally started my faction from scratch, Noah. I don't have any NFT projects involved with it, just me. And I already gathered like 240 people in a matter of like 4 or 5 days to be in my faction, right? We've got all these other factions going on too. No, I don't know if you're specifically a big gamer, but I just want to kind of know, have you in the past at any point been like interested in any games yourself? And like, is there anything about this project that kind of like intrigues you?
Oh, Noah's a gamer. He is a big gamer.
Yeah, so I mean, I love MMORPGs, as I mentioned. I mentioned at the beginning of the space, and so that's probably the most exciting thing for me is when I see a team building an MMORPG on the blockchain, or at least would be powered by blockchain technology. I know that earlier was mentioned that you guys are a Web2 company, or I forget. There's something about like being powered by Web3, but not being a Web3 game. But anyway, yes. So what excites me is the MMORPG component of it. I played WoW. I played a lot of WoW, and I played WoW in the early days. So a lot of the items and the achievements that I accrued in that time period, if they were represented by NFTs, I without a doubt could have sold those for hundreds of thousands of dollars if we did have an MMORPG like WoW on the blockchain, powered by asset owners. Excuse me, asset ownership. The notion of asset ownership. A lot of accounts that had high notoriety would sell on the black market for a lot of money, and it oftentimes the account would get banned by Blizzard because it was sold, and there's so much value there that's not being captured. Someone else I mentioned earlier that the players have been buying and selling items and gold and you name it in WoW for decades, 2 decades now, and that market's always existed, but there's no way to capture that value. And it's going to happen anyway, right? People in Venezuela and in China and Lebanon are going to farm gold and sell it to people in the West. I mean, it's always been that way. So why not have a proprietary NFT marketplace that captures 5% of those transaction value, right? If a item of high notoriety sells for $1 million, that's money that in this case, Blizzard Entertainment can make. So in the case of Altaira, I think it's very exciting that you guys are trying to build a MMORPG, and it's a very difficult thing to do. MMORPGs are, in my opinion, from what I understand, the hardest games to make succeed. You've had big studios like Star Wars attempt multiple times and fail, ultimately fail to do what World of Warcraft did. So the day that we get a game that's as culturally shifting and as innovative as WoW on the blockchain, it's going to be just a game changer for the way that gamers interface and live their lives while also playing video games. And so would love to see Altaira be the first to do it. And yeah, I think it's really exciting. I think you guys have put on a great show.
That's really great, Noah. I wasn't aware that you're a big MMO World of Warcraft guy. This is really cool. I would have talked about that aspect just a little bit more. But also I got an update. We're talking about factions, Noah, and I know that guilds are big in World of Warcraft, right? Like it's actually really difficult to get into those big guilds. Is that true? Like in World of Warcraft, you kind of have to go through a really difficult process to join a top guild.
Yeah, for sure. I think any big guild is going to be difficult to get into. It's a small club, and especially as that guild builds notoriety. There was one guild that I really wanted to get into when I was playing WoW in 2005. I was 16 at the time, and so it was very hard to get taken seriously as a 16-year-old. You have to really prove yourself to your gameplay, and it took me months. It was like applying for a college. Really, it took me months and months of trying to make friends with the guild and kind of help them in the open world with different dragons and tasks and battlegrounds and whatever, you name it, and ultimately got recruited and got initiated into the guild after many months of trying. So MMORPGs are awesome because they are the first kind of people that play EVE Online, you can ask them as well, or EverQuest, they're the first iteration of a metaverse that is most comparable to the metaverse that people are envisioning for the blockchain and for the future. Ready Player One type. Yeah, sure, you have these some online metaverses like AOL, Instant Messenger, and MIRC, but WoW MMORPGs like WoW, EverQuest, EVE, your reputation matters. The amount of time you spend matters. You can run around the open world and actually help people and build notoriety. You can ruin your reputation by just being that asshole on the server that ganks everybody or ganks lobbies. You can ruin your reputation by ninja looting, but you can also build a strong reputation. And a lot of people still live their lives, most of their lives online than they do in the real world. So I do think that guilds play a huge part in World of Warcraft, and then guild and guild dynamics are also really important. Guilds working together, guilds not working together, and it's a lot like real life. I mean, I think it's really exciting that you guys are trying to replicate this on the blockchain.
Yeah,
hold on. No, I'm a big fan of you already. You're talking my language. I mean, back in the day, I played WoW and stuff like that, and I had a lot of friends who played WoW. I actually started back in 2002 with Final Fantasy 11, and that was the game that I poured in all my time into. And actually, those counts are still active today. I mean, I have accounts that are over 20 years old, and you're right. That was the first iterations of what was so cool about games like that. It's just the economy that was built inside of those games and the social economies that were built inside those games. I mean, for us, and me being a little bit on the older side, but those games were our Facebook at that time. That was our social media. I remember we would sit there in towns, not even play the games, and we just sit there on the chat system talking with people for 2 hours and realize we haven't even played, gone on a quest or done a dungeon raid or something like that, but what I got so excited about, I ever since playing those MMOs, I knew that I wanted to build my own MMO, and I started back in 2007, 2008, started working on designs, and then also working on story, from that point to where we're at now. And, I always knew that I wanted to build an MMO that essentially would help, further in and evolve the MMO genre and create the next iteration, because WoW was so successful, and then we had a lot of carbon copies of WoW, right? But now it's time for change, and it's time for some new things in this space. And it's the one genre in gaming that most gaming studios will not touch because it's such a big endeavor. It takes so much time to develop and to build out. Just because you're not just build, it's not the building time. It's the design and the story, the lore, the mechanics, everything that doesn't have to do with the actual building of the game that's so important. And that's why most studios won't touch it. And we ended up partnering with Kavuru Studios, game studios. They're a third party big game development studio in the Web 2 sector, but they've also broke into the Web 3 sector as well. They're more known in Web 2 because they've worked on games. They've worked with Epic Games to work on Fortnite. They worked on Star Wars games. They have over 400 developers in their company, so they're a massive studio. And so we partnered with them to work on things, and they've also worked in the Web3 sector, working on Undead Blocks, working on Gods Unchained, and a few other projects as well. So they have that crossover experience. But when we were interviewing other third-party studios to partner with us to build this thing, we saw that a lot of studios, like I said, were watching the Web3 sector, but they didn't want to jump in yet. And it got us really excited about Kavuru because they were in this sector already. But what was exciting for them and why they partnered with us is because, their biggest thing, they're like, we wanted to build an MMO, and we've been waiting for a studio that's willing to bend the rules and try something new, because a lot of studios won't try something new in the traditional gaming sector, especially when it comes to an MMO. And so, yeah, we're super excited. And like I said, what you were talking about, you're always going to have people monetize games like that no matter what. Blockchain is just a good technology to make it easier, and also for the studio to capitalize. Hey, it's going to happen anyways. You're going to have the guild farmers, the currency farmers. You're going to have people sell in-game items. You're going to have people sell accounts. So why don't we just facilitate that? We'll take a small percentage, and we'll just help make it a better process, so that one, you don't have the scams that go on where people lose accounts or accounts get banned or stolen, all those different things like that. And so we facilitate those transactions, make it easier for the player, and that economy is going to build itself. At the same time, I wanted to focus on not only selling the in-game items, the currency, or the resources, but also the accounts itself, to where you could wrap up your whole account as an NFT and sell the complete account, on the chain if you wanted to make your exit. So yeah, I'm excited. I love that you're a gamer. I'm a big fan.
That's super cool, Michael. I just want to let you guys know we have a breaking news. There's already a fake Altaira account on OpenSea, just so be careful that if you go there that you purchase from the correct one. The correct one is called Altaira Guild Membership, and currently there's nothing for sale. Everything is being diamond handed. There's another one that's just called plain Altaira, where things are being sold and they're just fakes. They probably just screenshotted, did whatever. Just so you know, it's the one that has nothing for sale right now. Or if you go there, maybe there might be one, or whatever. But there's pretty much everyone's diamond handing right now. It's called Altaira Guild Membership, is the official OpenSea account. But the mint is open. And if you go to the far right tweet, you can see I have a direct link to the website, which has the mint button on it. And the thing, guys, is that if you choose to mint, there's a whole listing there. There's all kinds of stuff on the website, so you can see all the different things you get from the different levels of the tiers of the mint. There's 1 to 6 tiers of the mint, so that we can put it at different price points for everybody, because everyone has different abilities with their liquidity, what they can afford. And then the higher you go up in the tiers, the more you get out of it, the more benefits and perks there are. And I wanted to mention that Banter Boy, who was earlier here in the audience, he actually won a tier 5 NFT. He's the first official member of the Altaira Guild system, and he's going to have a hero statue of him in the game, which is going to be so awesome. And Banter Boy's this young guy. He's been in the Demigods, and he's been helping me out hardcore. People took me to the side, and they're like, Doug, just so you know, that guy that won the NFT, Banter Boy, he's known in other communities for being a really solid member and being really great, really supportive. And Noah, I do want to invite you to join the Demigods if you wish. If you want to start your own faction and make a whale faction or whatever, I always push everyone, if you'd wish to start your own faction, make your own brand, promote your own project, do whatever. Banter Boy's giving me the hearts down there. He's got an amazing PFP, by the way. It's got the freaking armor on there. If you go and find Banter Boy down in the audience, He's got an amazing Sindarian PFP with that amazing battle armor. It's just gorgeous looking. It's so classy and like medieval and like romanticized. I love it. But Noah, like you're somebody that's big into MMOs, and the game's not quite out yet. So right now we're doing all these mini games and fun things to build up the community, so that by the time there's alpha testing involved and all that stuff. But you get to be on the ground floor of a big time, AAA Web3 game from the beginning, which not only allows you to build a great guild and have a great faction that you can actually like promote your own branding, your IP, whatever it is, an NFT project. It could be something you just make up. Maybe you make shoes, whatever it is, right? It's anything that you want to do, you can promote there. And that's the thing that's great about it. It's really something that's supposed to help and elevate the community and get exposure, and so everyone can see what we're doing and build that stuff together as one big family. So I think it's super great. And I know, Noah, you're super busy all the time. You're working and you're hosting these spaces 4 or 5 times a day at times. I try to come in and help and ask insightful questions and give support as much as I can. And I'm just like, bro, I wish I could be in every space that you do and all the stuff that you're doing. I love the quality of the work that you're doing, all this stuff. But I just want to know, do you think that you might want to be part of the Altaira Guild and play this game? Because like, I feel like that you kind of are bullish on it a little.
Yeah, I'm honestly bullish on any MMO that's trying to do it on Web3, and I would love to come be part of the community. I mean, we already have you guys, but first of all, thank you so much for the kind words, Doug. I really appreciate you guys always coming onto our podium, hyping this up, showing us support. You, Anthony, Croissant. It's been wonderful getting to know you guys over the last year. And also, yeah, would love to join the community. Would love to join the guild. When the MMO is live, I mean, I'm the first one to be in there, trying to see what you guys have built, trying to figure out the gameplay, figure out the social dynamics. I think social dynamics are important. I think it's why a lot of people stay in MMORPGs and spend most of their time there, because we're social creatures, and the world is set up in a way in most places where we live very individualistic lifestyles and very secluded lifestyles. We go to work, we come home, we're with our family, but we don't have that communal stimulation that we need. And that's what WoW gave a lot of people, that communal stimulation, or gave people that are maybe not athletes or good at any sports a place where they can really shine in a team environment and show their stripes. So I hope that, I'm sure that you guys have integrated those components into Altaira, and I'm very excited to see how you guys have integrated those components in. And I'm definitely down to come join the Discord, and I'm definitely down to join the guild and also be part of this from the ground up.
Whalecoin Talk's going to want to get their own faction, I think. We did pin up just second from the left there. The rewards aren't just for individuals. So as you've heard, Banter Boy, having been awarded the Tier 5 Guild membership NFT, is included in the game development. That's something that comes with the higher tiers. You can have items that will represent you in the game, notable points in the game, which is something that you'll never see in Web 2. But because we're so early here in Web 3, we have that opportunity. But we have that same opportunity for factions, and it's not just in the game. If you're building a faction and you've got guild membership members that are supporting and you're growing, you can get placed in the game with custom items, whether it be custom weapons, whether it be custom armor, custom shields, things like that. But you can also have brand placement in our mini series. You can also have brand placement at our live events. So if you're a growing project, you're a growing community on your own, and you're looking for that marketing support, you're looking for that brand recognition, huge opportunities for those that are just playing the game and just socializing and building a community to have their brand represented alongside our massive brand as it continues to grow across Web3 and Web 2.
The thing about that, really, Mr. Dip, that we have to kind of think about for a second, there's only going to be so much space in this game for factions, and especially factions that want to actually build and have, like, this faction system that's coming out, all these perks. It's not this perk system that's set up right now where you can, get these perks from this faction reward system. Is not going to be around forever. Michael told us that, this is a limited time thing for the people that are getting in early. It's a perk for you guys as a faction. So like you can imagine in a game, there's only so much space and only so much stuff that you can put in there as far as like, a faction that has like their own town, their own store, their own commerce, whatever. It's going to be limited. So like if you're interested in this project and you think it's something that you really might want to be a part of, I would just recommend go over there, check out the website, check out the Discord, maybe mint an NFT, and you can be part of the guild and see what it's about, because it's a very low cost to entry, Noah. Like there's a tier system for 0.05. You can just get entry into the guild and build up a guild system, build up your faction. It's very inexpensive for something that you can do in this huge, project and then future MMO and all the rewards that you get. from all the stuff between like the Game Pass and everything, right? And now if you want to be more invested and do more things, you can get a higher tier. Also, the factions, the more NFTs you own in your faction, the more of the perks that are unlocked, right? So if you're just a whale who can afford to buy like, like tons and tons of NFTs, you could have your own faction. You could just have a faction of like 3 people if you wanted to and try to conquer the entire world. Or you could get a faction with like tons of people, like a big community, right? And that's really what it's about. We're building community, Noah. And the thing is, like right now in the Discord, it's already happening. People are already forming different groups. The personalities are happening. They're kind of like, interacting with each other. We're all having fun, witty banter. We're making challenges in there. There's tons of like bounties to get Discord EXP. There's tons of like contests in there to win things. We have so many prizes going out. It's insane. Altaira from Michael, there's tons of huge projects, including like I believe it's like $10,000 or $15,000 like in crypto for one of the major prizes, like just huge, right? And then even the factions ourselves, we have prizes. We have NFT giveaways. I'm giving away USDC. Miggy's giving away Bitcoin. I think TQ is giving away USDC too. All kinds of like giveaways going on there, right? Because it's fun. We're competitive. We're like, no, I'm going to do the best giveaway, and no, you are, right? So, and then we're talking about even doing drops and doing all kinds of like projects within the factions themselves, Noah. Like I'm telling you, literally, my faction existed for 4 days before I'm on the phone with people like Final Frontier Professional Gaming Guild to like do a freaking drop to our audience. You know what I mean? That happened like within 4 days of the faction even existing. And then the day he showed up, I got on the phone and I'm like, let's do this. Let's do something together. We talked for 2 hours about ourselves, our background, what we're into. And Ardo, the leader of Final Frontier, he's so amazing. He has a background in so many fascinating things that he's like excelled at in his life, and including being a professional gamer and like a super top end athlete when he was younger. Everything he's done in his life has been the best. He helps kids. He does all these youth programs. And I'm like, this is what we need to do. We need to do this stuff to reward people and bring people from the bottom up. There's people, Noah, who are very young that are in Web3. We have people like Banter Boy, who's in the Demigods community, and he's helping me so much. I'm like, let me know what you want to do. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. Whatever skills you have, you want to refine, whether it's Twitter Space hosting or networking or whatever. Like, if you want to step up and do more stuff and potentially get hired by either this project or another one, like I'm literally here to help any way I possibly can. And we're doing things together. I'm consulting Banter Boy on the giveaways we're doing and all the different stuff, right? Like people like him are part of the process because they step up as a leader. So that's the thing about gaming and factions and Web3 projects that's so amazing and like hits you in your heart, because this is happening all over the place in Altaira in the Discord, right? There's all kinds of people stepping in. I mean, we have Undead Block showing up with a faction and coming in gaming. They have like guys who are setting world records in video games and stuff coming in, showing us how they play Undead Blocks, all this cool stuff. People are streaming constantly. I don't know if I can relate exactly how amazing the gaming community is and how it's growing within Altaira. So that's one of those things where like, I just want to invite people in, someone like Noah, and say like, come check it out, see what's going on, get a vibe with it, check it out and see, maybe you want to start your own faction and start growing it, getting members, stuff like that. Have a good time, have fun. And right now you don't have to own an NFT to get in there and do things and be there with the community. You can kind of like build and see what's going on. And eventually over time, we're going to have things where it's like all built around the NFTs and be more gated like that. But, I'm super excited about this, Noah. And we have so many people in the room here. We've got Miggy and Croissant also, and Michael. And I want to pass the mic over to Michael again, because Mike, like, I like calling you that now because it's only 4 letters. We're on Twitter Spaces 24/7. We're working behind the scenes. Our brains are fried. I've been working on this project around the clock 24 hours a day, just like you do with your project, Noah. And Michael's been working on this project his entire life to bring this project to fruition. And now we're here with Whalecoin Talk, hanging out with all of our friends. I want to invite everyone to come in the Discord. I put that tweet up there. It's on the far left. There's a link to the mint there. And I also have a link to the Discord I'm going to pop up there real quick again so you can see it. And it's really important, guys, to check out projects, see if you're into it, see if it's something you vibe with, something that you love, and that you might just fall in love with, something that you really might be into. But Michael, we just had a bunch of meetings today. All this stuff is going on. It's super excited. We have people like making the fake replicas on OpenSea. People are super excited about this project. I own a Sindarian. I got a human. I'm going to get some more Elven. It's so amazing and exciting that it's almost overwhelming for people to even listen to. There's so much information between the Game Pass, real life events, and the actual MMO coming out. But what do you want to send to people as your message when they're thinking about this project?
Man, thanks. I appreciate that. Man, sorry, I was distracted reporting that other collection and making sure people in our community knows about it. Um, I guess you're doing something right if people are now creating knockoffs and trying to steal away your community, but we got to protect our community at all costs. Um, what do I want people to know about Altera? Man, if you're a gamer and I mean, that's the biggest thing. If you're a gamer, we have something special coming for you. And at the same time, we're big on community. Okay. And community is everything to us. Like I said, one of the biggest, factors of my personal enjoyment in gaming is the social economic part of it. Right. And that's why we, we love our faction system. We love our guild. We love our members. And, we've had people come in over and over, over this last week, jumping into the Discord, everybody, it's funny, it's like a new person will come in, not know anything about the project, but they get so freaking excited because there's all these different things going on, and there's these factions, and people are making them feel special, and they're coming into the ecosystem. They're joining. They're like, yeah, I'm part of the demigods. I'm joining this faction. Wait, what is Altera? Then they're already excited, and they have no idea what's coming. And that's what's so cool to us, is that we have such a strong community, such a strong family that's supporting the growth of Web3 ecosystem and gaming. And that's one of the biggest pillars for us, is that, we want to create a gaming community here in the Web3 sector. We want to grow that, and we want to, we're partnering with partners who share our vision, who share the growth of Web3 as far as gaming. And we're glad to be building in a bear market where a lot of these scam projects and these flood projects got wiped out. And what you have now is you have the builders, you have the projects that are going to be here for the foreseeable future. Right now, I fully believe that some of the studios that you see that are building right now during the bear market are going to be the Activisions, the Blizzards, of the Web3 ecosystem. And so it's just a unique time and a unique opportunity. We're glad to be a part of this. And, our goal is to leave a lasting mark. So when people talk about what happened with Web3 gaming and how did this ecosystem get built, that Altera is mentioned, and that we were at the, kind of at the center and collaborating with everybody to help build out this ecosystem.
Okay, Michael, I'm throwing down right now. I'm about calls to action. I like to talk the game, but then I'm going to throw down that 3-pointer at the end of the game, that dunk to solidify it. Not only am I going to win the game, but you're going to feel it. You're going to go home later and be like, man, that was so cool. And he just dunked right on Miggy's face at the end of that game, right? You're going to be like, that's all over Sports Center. Scott M. Help's going to be talking about it later. People are going to be talking about it on Twitter. There's going to be tweets about it. People get salty. There'll be some memes and GIFs going on. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. If you look at the Jumbotron right now, Noah, captivated audience, everyone here in the Whale Coin Talk community, I'm going to make this giveaway for everybody in the Whale Coin Talk community, okay? I'm doing a giveaway of $25 USDC. All you have to do is just jump in the Discord. You can to retweet, follow, whatever, all that stuff, and follow us and everything. Jump in the Altaira Discord, okay? Go in there, ask them questions, and say the password. Whale Coin Talk is the password, okay? All you got to remember, or the aquarium, either one, aquarium, Whale Coin Talk, just drop the mention of this branding of Noah and his brand of Whale Coin Talk in the Altaira Discord, and you're going to be in a giveaway for $25 USDC, okay? The thing about this contest that's really amazing, Noah, is that you got to realize not a lot of people are going to jump in there. There might only be 5 or 10 people actually doing it. So you have a really super high chance of winning this if you do it. If you actually go in there in the Discord and drop down that pass code that I gave you, throw down there aquarium Whale Coin Talk as your password, okay? And the thing too, though, is I want you guys to try to join a faction, check out the factions. Maybe you want to be part of a Whale Coin Talk faction. I don't know. Talk to Noah about it. Maybe that's a possibility. Maybe you guys just want to chill out, join some factions. Noah, if you want to just join my faction, then make your own later, it's totally fine. You're totally fine with doing that. I'm just saying that it's the number one top faction. We have 240 members, not a big deal. But I know I don't got a lot of time on their hands or whatever, but we're buddies. In fact, so like your colors are amazing. You got the bluish and the purples that matches my colors. It works really great. Got professional building, whatever. But this is the thing. Regardless of what you guys do, if you go in there and drop down this passcode and join a faction, I'm going to include you. I don't care if it's mine or Miggy's or TQ's or Michael's. Go in there, join a faction, drop down that passcode. I'm going to be looking for you guys in the Discord. I'm going to find you. Not only that, there's all kinds of like bounties in there. If you find me and duel me in the Discord, I'll give you an NFT as a gift. It happened the other day. KG, who's in the room, he dueled me and somehow he defeated me, the first person in like a month, and I have to send him an NFT, right? I sent him a Bad Lizzie that he can stake and make a Galaxy token off of. Lots of cool stuff, right? So that's the thing, guys, is that, you know, we're giving away and doing contests nonstop all the time. It's like that guy on like the used mattress commercial. He's like, giveaways. You get a mattress, you get a car, whatever. Because we want to reward people for leveling up and accomplishing things, because that's kind of what happens in games, Noah, right? You go through a game like World of Warcraft, you level up, you get a quest, you get, oh, here's some equipment. Oh, here's some armor. Oh, here's like a helmet to wear. And you're like, awesome. I got the legendary, you know, swamp armor, right? Or whatever it is. The legendary, you know, like Lich King armor, all that cool stuff that you can attain to look awesome in the game. You can do that in real life in the Altaira Discord. You could get an awesome NFT to wear. You know what I mean? To put as your PFP. You know, there's going to be tons of giveaways. So I implore you, and you can use this $25 of USDC, you know, and if you require it and you say, Doug, I'd rather have it in ETH, that's fine. Whatever. I'll give you ETH. Not a big deal. You can use it towards purchasing an Altaira NFT if you want to. I'm trying to help you out, right? Scratch your back, scratch my back, whatever. That's what's going on, Noah, man. I don't know if you've been around me when I get crazy, but I'll just start giving stuff away. You know what I mean? Because we're here in Web3 and we present this big project, and then we'll be like, go in the Discord and check it out, and no one will go in. Partially because maybe you're on your phone and you're like, it's hard to do multiple apps at once, whatever. You know what I mean? But go up there to the tweet, and you know what you should do? If you go up there and retweet it and comment, then after the show, you can go back on your page, find it, go to the Discord, come in. That's what usually happens. You know, once the space shuts down, like 10, 20 people will jump in. And I want you to go in there, and I want you to give the Whale Coin Talk passcode right now. I'm watching the Discord. I'm here. I'm watching people if they come in. Oh, look at it. So we got a Gatilia. Is that how you pronounce it? She's in there throwing down Whale Coin Talk. Boom, interested. Boom, let's go. Demigods, let's go. Roll call. Join. I'm doing it right now. They're popping in there. Do you see how this works? Do you see how I get things going here, Noah? Can you imagine how much fun we're going to actually have in the Discord in this game, Noah? Can you just like imagine the hype, the craziness? I mean, bro, I own a Sindarian with a bone staff. He's ready to throw some magic down in the desert, do some crazy stuff. And he looks like a bounty hunter. I've got a human who has like a big knight sword, and he actually hangs out with the blacksmith, man. He's probably got the best sword in all of Altaira. People are jumping in here. It's a lot of fun. You know, so join a faction. When you join a faction, it's going to open up your own chat group for that faction. You can come in there, chat with your friends, make friends in your faction. There's also a news channel where we post all the cool information from what's going on, right? So it's all good. I implore you, see now, people are jumping in here. Vanessa's up in the house. Hope will win. Is that a new person? Welcome. But you got to throw down that passcode. I want to see Whale Coin Talk being thrown all over this Discord, because Whale Coin Talk is one of the best shows in Web3. What's up, Mike?
I want to know when Whale Coin faction. Noah, don't join Doug. Okay, Doug has a big enough head already, because he totes it around all the time. They have the biggest faction. Yeah, Demigods, great faction, strong community. They're awesome. But you know, when we brought the baddies in, and Pirate J and the Draco gang, they were like, no, we're starting our own faction. We're not going to join Doug. We're going to take Doug down. We need more people to start factions. And you guys have a phenomenal, you know, community. But here's the coolest thing about the factions and just honestly about the project. I don't know, Doug, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know of any other project that does more contests and more giveaways than what we do. And it's not just from us as the project, but from the communities itself. Like you jump into the Discord, we're not even facilitating it, but the factions themselves are throwing out incentives and giveaways all the freaking time, just because Doug's trying to get more community members than everybody else. So you guys, I mean, just come hang out. You'll have a lot of fun being a part of the faction. You'll win some stuff. We just got done with one of our giveaways, and our giveaways were geared towards given to the factions. So the factions have their own faction wallet to build up the reserves to do stuff for their faction communities. And so a couple of the factions just won some of those prizes, and we're going to be divvying them out this week to where they can use that for their faction community to do prizes, to continue to grow up their faction, and also to monetize it and to be able to do bigger and better things. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's going on. And also, how cool would it be to see, Wellcoin, y'all's logo in our as a product placement in our live action miniseries? I'm just saying. I mean, it could be a cool thing to see on a banner in the tavern, behind some Sidarian. I don't know if you watched our live action teaser trailer, but we got some Hollywood quality stuff. We actually have some of the best people behind the camera and producing that have worked on major YouTube channels. So just saying.
That's the thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Doug, I got to talk about the demigods, because the demigods are great, but I just want to be very clear. One of the problems, if you join Doug with the demigods, is that his head is so big he can't fit through the door. So anytime you try and meet for a meeting, Doug doesn't attend. It's just chaos, and they're all by themselves.
Yeah, that's true. How many Banter Boy to game night?
Banter Boy actually has to run the whole place by himself. I'm just extending this olive branch. What I'm telling you, Noah, is that, like, hey, if you and your friends want to join demigods for now, it's fine, and then make your own faction in a second, because right now it's not existing. But if you want to open up a space next week and have it all set up and have like 400 people join your faction, Noah, that's totally fine with me. I will help you. I'll promote it. I'll even do a giveaway for you. I'll be like, hey, here's 20 USDC if you join Noah's faction, because I need competition, Noah. I need somebody in there that's a good buddy that actually can get like 200-300 people in their faction, unlike all these other people that are speakers up here. I mean, they say they have a big head, but the big head is so big because I'm just eating all with.
Yeah, Noah, we need people to show up. And
in my faction, I don't even need to do
things instead of just get things
Listen, okay? Listen. Don't try hard. Join the Elven Trap Knights, okay? Let's just stop embarrassing ourselves here, guys, okay? We all know that, TQ is just trying hard like 5% at this point, but I'm dominating. I have the quality, okay? Elven Trap Knights, okay, has Jinkirin Gaming, which is an amazing content creator. We have Kobe Streams, another amazing content creator. You're going to be with TQ, okay? I am an amazing content creator. I'm proud of it. And I'm a non-gamer myself. I fight against over-sexualization of female gamers in our Twitch and gaming industry, and hypersexualization and objectification of female creators in the space. I believe that great games are going to sell themselves. I believe that we don't need to overexpose ourselves or try hard to really have that community, because we resonate with the people that resonate to us, right? And with Altaira, it's just, these are your people. Like, no matter how weird you feel like you are, no matter how special or how solo player you think you are, you come to Altaira, you're going to see your people. You're going to see people that are just like you as well. That, you know what, I do kind of like my isolation as well. I do kind of like, especially me, like I love solo RPG games. I evolved around that and now play a lot of COD and everything. Also, TQ's the ultimate gamer out of everybody here. I don't know about you guys, okay? I don't know about you guys. I still be trapping. I know I'm not in game nights, but the world does not revolve in that game night for me, okay? It revolves
That's a big
around...
portion of the factions. Got to be a game nights, tournaments.
Let's go. But don't try too hard, though. Join the Elven Trap Nights, okay, guys? I have $50 USDC giveaway. And I got my hand up anyways, because I'm not going to talk about Elven Trap Nights. I want to let you guys know about something amazing about Altaira, okay? Listen. Come closer, okay? So Altaira is a game that's still building in the early stages, all right? And TQ does I'm a founder of a charity organization here in Web3, where I do feeding drives, relief good operations, toy drives, school supply drives for remote communities here in the Philippines, where I stay. I'm from the Philippines. And so I tie up with games instead of getting monetary exchanges with games. It's like, because you know how unbalanced the system is right now, because games feel like they need to pay creators to create hype for their games, when I want to change that whole thing, right? I want to show people that you can create those kind of collaborations and give back to the community at the same time. I believe that as creators of the space, we are leading and representing a community, and we have a responsibility to show people what it's like to be a leader. For me, what it's like to be a leader is to preserve cultural and moral values. And so Altaira being in early stages of game, I didn't expect, guys, but for real, they came up to me and said, listen, Tiki, we want to support your charity. I kid you not, Altaira has provided toys with me last December for 250 kids in a remote community here in the Philippines, headed by my outreach head, Ban. Shout out to Ban and the TQ Aid charity team. Thanks for helping us. There's 250 kids. They all got gifts for Christmas, and it wouldn't be possible without Altaira. And there's other games out here that have already generated thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars already with their games. And I personally reached out to them to be like, hey, let's show your community that you're not all about self. Let's show your community that you want to give back. Let's show your community that it's not about Web3. This is what human beings go through, and we are sensitive about that. And you have blessings you can share to a community. These are your daily active users. These are gamers that spend 8 hours in your games. And these are their communities. These are their nieces. These are their neighbors. These are people that are affected with typhoons that you can help right now. Blockchain technology is so fast. The government couldn't reach them at the time of typhoon because the roads are blocked. The trees are blocking the roads. Everything is chaos. There's no funding. Nothing could reach them and help them. With the power of blockchain, I got to send money to them, and they ended up repacking those stuff with help the TA team, the TQ scholars pack that stuff and give it to the people. But what my point is, if Altaira is already helping charity in these early stages of the game and helping TQ, supporting TQ, amplifying TQ, then what can they do when we reach the mid parts of the game and the last parts of the game and the game launch? We could help so much more people. And this is happening on a fractal scale behind the scenes. They're not even flexing it, guys. You know, other games, this is their bread, you know, this is their like card that they use for engagement. Altair ain't even flexing it like that. They're just like, you know, nonchalantly doing charity on the side. Nothing big, right? But just saying, you know, you do what you want with that information. I'm just saying it says a lot to know what kind of team you're working with, what kind of team is behind Altera. And if they show empathy like that, you get my vote. At least you guys know now. Elvin Chat Nights,
Yeah,
not
that's a
try
really
hard.
good point to note. It's a really important thing because so many in this space are providing charitable acts, but many are monetizing them. You know, they're creating videos and they're handing out, and that's something to be very cautious of, because if someone's making more money than they're donating, did they really support the cause, or were they trying to manipulate and take advantage? And we've been very quiet about that. I mean, I myself personally donated $10,000 last year when the typhoon hit the Philippines, but I didn't tweet about that. I didn't post videos on YouTube. That's not what it's about. It's about empowering the communities and making sure you can give back. So I'm glad you brought that up. It's something we haven't really talked about, but it's something that is very dear to our hearts, and making sure that, as blessed as we are, we do provide to those around us and try and create value and opportunity for everybody around the world.
Yeah, that's the thing that's so great, guys. It's really about building the family and community. When people say community, really often Web3 projects and the community feels like family. So, like, I've personally known Michael, the founder, Miggy, Croissant, and Mr. Dip for a pretty long time. It's been probably 6, 7, 8 months now. They used to come to my mega spaces and the spaces I would host, Noah. And we'd bring all these cool projects together that we know, like you do that kind of stuff on Whale Coin Talk. So I've been talking to these guys for a long time. I hung out with them in all kinds of other spaces with all of my other buddies. And so it's one of those things where I care about this project a lot. And I know that Michael and everybody else here really does too, because we see this as a way for really the community to like take over video games, right? And not only that, though, not only is it beneficial for the community here and the family that we're building on this end of it, which is super cool, that we benefit and have like a lot of fun with the game and have a place to hang out, have community and friends, and make our own kind of like metaverse type game. But also, this project is such an opportunity that we're going to onboard people from Web 2 to Web 3, with these live events and everything. So if you're in the audience right now and you haven't gone into the Discord yet, I'm just going to mention this. Like, think about this. In a year from now, the IP of Altaira is going to have had thrown a bunch of live events, and they're going to onboard a bunch of people. And these NFTs might not be available anymore. We're going to be having events with tens of thousands of people that are onboarded into the system and be interested in this video game and all the stuff happening with it. And when they see, hey, I have a game pass where I can play all these other games if I buy this NFT and I can play the game and everything, like, people are going to start being into that and forming their own factions, their own guilds, because, the people at these Renaissance fairs, that's really what they're into: gaming, cosplay, all that stuff, right? They're going to see the Dragon Light Festival. They're going to see like the live action trailers and the video series we're creating and everything. You have a chance, if you're a member of the guild, to be in that live action miniseries, as a yourself. But also your faction has a chance to be branded in that faction. And in fact, if you buy a tier 5 NFT, you're going to be in the credits for, the live action miniseries, right? So you could be like, hey, in the miniseries, I want my credits to read, like Whale Coin Talk Noah or something like that. If you had like a tier 5, right, you could be in the credits. So there's just like an abundance of possibilities for not only branding, but also you're being branded as part of a community and a family that has like a high vibration. It's a lot of fun. It's about lore and storytelling and about like wholesomeness. Really, we're here to help each other. We've known each other a long time. It's really great. And Noah, whenever I'm on this show like Sweepers that I help host, I co-host Sweepers where we review NFT projects. I'm always thinking about what are the community like? What are the leaders like? What is the vibe that they're setting? What are their values and principles, right? That come from the top down. And with this project, Noah, from the beginning, Michael has been really about the community leaders, and doing things to make sure our business partners. And, that's the thing is, like, as a faction leader and a faction, you're kind of in a way a business partner of Altaira. It's a way to get in that way where you can get discounts on all kinds of things. You can get branded on all kinds of things, because people constantly contact us in the Discord and Twitter nonstop. And I can only imagine what Michael's DMs are like, Noah, of wanting to do collaborations, wanting to help do this, wanting to do that. And really the only actual business partners we have are actual gaming studios and actual technical companies, that exist already that are doing big things, right? But the way that you can get in as an NFT project is much actually better than that, because you can form your own faction and every day people can see what you're doing and you can brand yourself in the game and all the stuff that's going on within a project. It's organic, it's natural, it's fun, and it allows the factions in the different brands and communities to do things how they want to do them. If you're in the game and you have a storefront and you have your own faction, you can do it how you want it to be done, right? And you could form a DAO, you could do all different kinds of things. So for me, that's what's really cool about this project and why people are so passionate about it, right? Why people are replicating the project and stuff. And I know, talking to Ardo from the Final Frontier Professional Gaming Guild, he tells me that, like, when he looks at this project, he's like in love with it. He just couldn't believe all the amount of value and the cool things happening in this project. And he's somebody I really respect a lot. And I thought that was really cool. He's a professional gamer, you know what I mean? Someone that runs a professional gaming guild. He's the founder, CEO, all this stuff. They've done all kinds of like amazing things in the gaming community, and somebody that really gives back. So now me and Ardo are planning on doing something with the demigods where we're going to be going around and doing something that involves drops and fun and perks for the people that are involved. But not only that, like giving back and doing things for the community, doing things for kids. So that's really what it's all about. And I know TQ is like super tuned into that. TQ is always telling me about, she's always doing giveaways and stuff to help the community and the people that like you have less and stuff like that. And so this is a big ecosystem, guys, that you can be part of. And the thing is, the entry cost is like very low, and you get a cool PFP that you can show off, and you can get in here and you can be part of this community right now. I'm in the chats for the demigods. I got Dula coming in. He's super excited. He's got a cool Labster. Lobster PFP right now. We got people in the general chat going crazy. Everyone here, Noah, is trying to grab up these people coming into the space. You should see it in the Discord, really. Like as soon as new people start falling in, like every 10 minutes there'll be like a bunch of like 10, 15 new people coming in, right? And all of a sudden the factions are like, join my faction, right? It's like you're in the streets in like a bazaar or something, right? And it's so fun. They're like, oh, I like the elves. I'm going to join the elves. Actually, I'm doing this giveaway and giving away money to people, and they're joining the elves, guys, TQ. They're joining the elves, okay? Some of them are joining my group, but they're like, I like elves. I want to join TQ's group.
Quality. They want the
quality, right? So it's really cool that that's happening. And but that's what it's all about, guys. Like, I really care about everybody in the project succeeding. And you know, my guild faction personally is just flourishing like crazy. But the thing is, my intention is I want everybody to right now people are posting funny gifs of TQ beating me in a race, and Michael, it's really funny. Everyone to succeed, and how that happened is competition. You see it in capitalism and how it works, like here in the United States, is that everyone's trying really hard to have a business and make it and have success. And now this is a chance for you to have your own faction, your own guild faction, your own brand, and do it how you want to do it, and have your own business, right? Noah, you're running the Whalecoin and doing all this stuff, and it's super great. You're bringing on fantastic interviews. You get big audiences, right? So just one more time, I want to tell people you can go up to that tweet and you can click on the Discord. And also, you can join the Telegram group if you want to for the demigods. It's listed there. Please join that also. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to be doing this giveaway, but to qualify for this giveaway, you have to like, retweet, take 3 people on this. And, you know, I would really like you to actually take a screenshot of, you know, a picture of your favorite Altaira NFT and comment there, right? That'll probably help you, wink, wink, win this award, right? So you're in the Discord. Everyone there is like wondering, what's next? What do we do next? Make sure you've liked, retweet, take 3, at least comment on that tweet to win. It'll be really helpful if you actually comment, like, you know, one of those NFTs, find one you really like, just go on OpenSea, look at Twitter, whatever, screenshot it, throw it up on there, just to see. I want to see what people are into. What's your favorite person that you see in the collection so far? Do you like Sindarians? Do you like humans? You can go on a website. There's also elves and kindred that are going to come out soon. So it's a lot of fun. There's people jumping into the Discord. They're all giving them out the password. And they're very excited, Noah. That's the thing, is that we breed excitement. We do things different. You know, Noah, like that, you know, you do things differently on your show. You're very like kind, patient, respectful, unlike a lot of Web3 in this space. You're very cool with your questioning and research that you do. You brought in so many cool people. You've got former mobsters that have turned their lives around. You've got professors. You've got Web3 experts coming on here. You bring on, like, you know, Mr. Dip and Croissant to talk about all these things in tech and video games, right? I come in all the time to throw stuff against the wall and have a good time. So that's the thing, Noah, is that, like, how are you feeling right now? What do you think about the future of Altaira and these video games? And are you excited to see what's going to be happening in the Discord? I think Noah's taking a nap right now, guys. He's like,
no, actually, Noah just hopped out.
No, I'm here.
In?
Sorry, I was on a call, but I'm here.
He was looking at
I can hear you now. Very good.
buy one.
What do you say?
He had to pass over to acting for 2 minutes there.
You are cutting it out for me a bit. Can you repeat your question?
Can you hear me, Noah?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I was just asking your thoughts right now, and if you think you want to get in Discord and check it out. You said you want to come check it out and stuff, right? There's people in there right now, and you see, jumping into all the different factions. They get in there, they kind of get excited about it. So, you know, it might be a really cool idea to do a Whalecoin faction. People jump in, they see the Whalecoin branding, they know what it is, and they go, I want to join that. I want to be part of that branding and stuff too. So does that all that stuff we went over, from, like, you know, the faction branding and being able to put your brand in the game and all that stuff, is that something that you think is, like, attractive to you? You think that's something that can give value to what you?
Yeah, it sounds like honestly, it sounds like a lot of fun to explore. I think we talk with my team internally, and we can figure out exactly how we go about it. But we would, my assumption is that people would love that. I think it'd be really cool to have that embedded into your world.
You know, that's the thing too, is at Whalecoin Talk, you've got all these, like, cool shows and stuff you do. You do interviews and all kinds of different things, you know, and that's the thing, is you could have, like, a section of Whalecoin Talk. You do talk about games and stuff. You could be like, this is the Whalecoin Talk, like, gaming group, you know, and then they can be like the faction, you know, part for you know, part of Altaira or whatever, right? You know, that's the thing that we see. Like we have branches off into all different kinds of stuff, right? So you know, it's a lot of fun to do it that way and to build. And that's the thing too, guys, is like I don't really do FOMO stuff, but like the thing is that you can't have every single NFT project in this game. There's only going to be a limited amount of time before those perks are gone that you see. It's in like the third tweet where you can see all the factions get different perks depending on how many NFTs you have in your faction, right? So, and the thing that's great about this, guys, it's very democratic in a way that, like, you know, you can run your faction however you want. You could do a DAO system where how many like NFTs you hold gives you voting power, right? You could do it that way. You could do it where like everyone in their maybe make a DAO and everyone gets an equal vote. Or you could have a council and you just kind of take a poll and see what people are into, you know. Or you could just run it by yourself and then have yourself be a dictator. That's fine. You know, like it's your own thing. It's your own business, right? People do it that way. Michael likes to do it that way. It's fine. So that's just what the thing about this, guys, is you can run all these things however you want. And when you get people freedom and the ability to kind of like have success and get to that next level, it's really great. Like right now, Noah, I'm in the middle of trying to find people that want to replace me so that I can do other work for Altaira, right? Because there's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done. The networking, the marketing, all the different stuff that's involved with the game and the whole project is just in general. Like I've been working around the clock just to do recruiting and to let people know what's going on in Altaira, but also in the Discord, helping people, helping them learn about the project. If you're interested in it, you're like, I'm thinking I want to buy the NFT, but I want to know more. Jump in the Discord, ask me some questions. I'll get on voice chat with you. I'll do whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'll show you the website. We have some articles. Some of the you know, Demigods members have written articles that go over the mint really well and kind of talk about things and how they work. And they have a lot of graphics and stuff that just kind of lay it out so it's easy to see all in one place. Just cool stuff like that. That's what happens when you have these things like factions and guilds. You find all these members that have different skills, Noah, and all of a sudden they step up, just like, you know, with Wellcoin Talk or any business. They step up and start contributing. You know, we got Banter Boy doing all kinds of stuff. Banter Boy went into all these other projects, brought like, I don't know, 30, 40 people into our faction, probably just himself. And part of the reason we have like 230 people, right? And then they're very active people. And he goes to them, he's like, hey, make sure you do this. And they actually do it. And they follow through because they're from high quality projects where they know they want to get rewarded. They want to win contests. They want their faction to look good. They want it to be successful. So like right now we have a community wallet, Noah, and the faction Demigods has already won $125 USDC from being the top faction with the most members that we can use for different things, projects. We can make swag. We could do all kinds of stuff with that. Right. And other people in the faction and probably from our faction likely are going to be winning. We had another contest where you actually go and take a picture of the mint page. And this is something anybody in this room can do. Go and take a picture of the mint page, and then you take a screenshot of it. And then you go into whatever faction you're in and post that picture, right? And you're going to be entered to win, I believe it's $75 in USDC. Is that correct, Mike? Michael's also taking a nap right now.
No, it's cutting in.
It's true, isn't it true, Michael?
Say it one more time. I can barely hear you.
Just say yes, Michael. It's true.
Yes.
I said that you're going to pay me more.
What did I
okay,
just say
great.
yes to?
He said yes to paying me more. Yes. Okay, so anyways, Michael, what I was talking about was that even actually, you know what? That contest might be over with. Is it still available, the one where they can take the screenshots, or is that closed?
So that one specifically is closed because that was for
okay, that one's closed. Okay, yeah. Well, guess what? I'm gonna do a contest myself, Michael. Anybody from now on that goes and takes a screenshot for the rest of the day of the mint and posts it in the Demigods as a member, I'm gonna do an NFT giveaway for you. Okay, I'm gonna give you an NFT, do a giveaway for you guys. See how that works, guys? Yeah, major flex, baby. I'm doing it out of my own wallets. The wallets are overflowing with stuff. You know why? Because I'm excited. I want to play this MMO. I want to be at the Renaissance fairs. I play on Undead Blocks. I play all these games like Meta Ops. In fact, one of our community members, Ryan, donated a bunch of rare Meta Ops NFTs for us to give away. So, you know, one of the games that's actually in our Game Pass, Demigods got a bunch of NFT giveaways for it. That's the kind of stuff that's happening. I don't know if you guys realize, but success is contagious. If you have a guild or a faction or a project that's doing well, people want to contribute. Oh, let me do a giveaway. Oh, let me do a giveaway. Next thing you know, you're just like Scrooge McDuck jumping into a big giant tower of NFTs and coins. You know what I'm saying? Like Mr. Dip. I know that's what you imagine when you think about the demigods. Like we're just like Scrooge McDuck. We got a tower of coins. It's like a tower of Bitcoins, Ethereum, NFTs, and we just dive into it. Is that what you go to sleep at night dreaming of, sir?
100%, 100%. And I'm loving the excitement and the energy. I'm looking at the calendar though, and I know Whalecoin Talk has another Twitter space coming up very soon. So I'd love to be able to throw out that call to action. Let's bring all that energy over to the Discord and continue the party there.
Yeah, let's do it. Ron, okay, Noah. Okay, that's the thing, Noah. Okay, so just so you guys remember, the contest is go into the Discord, go to the top of the Jumbotron up there, just click on Discord, it'll pop up. You can, if you want to do Discord on your computer, you can copy it, send it to your computer, whatever it is. You know, you can get it to go on your Twitter on your computer, go to Altaira's account there, and you can find it. So, Mr. Dick, do you have a tip for people?
Yeah, discord.gg/play Altaira, or you could just click on the profile picture. You'll be able to find it. We've got a team full of people that are so passionate and in love with this project and the community that if anybody has any questions, there's any concerns or something they want to understand that we just didn't get too deep into during this Twitter space, that's the place to do it. You come join us in the Discord. It's always a party there. I mean, we've got people in the voice chat. We've got people streaming games. We've got people hanging out, just having a good time. So I definitely suggest we drag that party over there. Everybody come hang out in the Discord, and we'll be glad to just make sure that everybody is tended to, welcomed, introduced to the Discord, shown around, and just help them with anything that they may need any assistance with.
Okay, guys, announcement. Noah is in the Discord. He is there. Okay, if you all of your life you've wanted to hang out with Noah in the Discord, you can do it. He exists there. Thank you so much, Noah, for joining the Discord. I have a feeling that you're probably going to want you make your own faction, but if you want to join the demigods in the meantime, you can. Whatever, you can come check out what we're doing and copy what we do, find some ideas, whatever you want. What my whole point is that until these are NFT locks, we're kind of just like having a good time and like supporting each other. You know what I mean? So, okay, this is the last ditch effort, you guys. Right now, the space is kind of slowing down and we're going to close it. And if no one's in the Discord, everyone's there hanging out, having a good time. The next person from this space that's new, that hasn't joined yet, that joins Altaira's Discord, I'm going to give you an NFT drop. I'm going to give you a baddie from the Bad Collection. They have their own system of faction within this ecosystem, and I'm going to give you one of their NFTs, okay? The next person from this spot. But you have to be the next person. So jump in that Discord, get in there, see what's going on. We got 2 giveaways from this place now, Noah. See how much fun we're having, buddy.
Hey, don't forget, we still have $50 to give away our Elven Trap Nights, and this will happen at the end of the month. And every month it's going to get crazy. TQ is an ambassador for 7 other games, so you're going to have access to other games. Aside from what Altaira is offering and the partners of the games with Altaira, there's just so much growth in the space. And if you like creating videos and want to see what it's like to host spaces as well, and to basically just build a community, know how to talk more fluently and flow. You know, I've been getting a bunch of friends and making new friends in the Elven Trap Nights. Shout out to Ken, TQ right there. You see Te Quiero is here, Te Amo. I want to say hi to Cap. Just some guys flexing that Sindarian PFP. Just look down, guys, and look at all of this flexing going on of the Sindarians. The art is insane. And I posted a tweet inviting people to join the Elven Trap Nights because we're gonna have $50 giveaway at the end of the month. And you're gonna get 3 fractal red pets. I don't know if you heard about Fractal Red yet, but they're building the Monster Hunter of Web3. Okay, that's all you need to know. And if you're a gamer like me, that's enough to kind of like, man, you know, that feeling where you kind of need to pee, but not. You know, like you're so excited that you want to pee, but not kind of like, oh my gosh, what do I dance? Do I do a little leg or footwork dance? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm feeling, but Monster Hunter, yes, yes, yes. And you're going to have a chance to win one of 3 pets that I'm going to be giving away only for the Elven Trap Nights. We're going to be doing 100% Blessing Pass for Legends of Inari as well. That's like the Pokemon Go of the Web3 space. You want to give it a try. And an Axie Infinity team. Nothing big, you know. This is no try hard stuff. Let's go.
And one of those projects you mentioned, we may be working with very soon. We got some cool alpha coming. But Noah, I want to thank you so much for your time and having us today. I'm going to pass the microphone over to our beloved leader and founder, Michael. Michael, you got 30 seconds, go, and we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much, Noah. I appreciate everything.
Hey, thank you guys so much, Noah. Thanks for having us on. We really appreciate it. It's been a blast being here, just to get to share with your community what we're doing. Yeah, we love for anybody to come hang out with us. You know, whether it's in the Discord, joining a faction, you know, being a part of the mint and being a part of the guild membership, or even if it's just come to play games with us on game night. And we love our community growing, and yeah, we appreciate the support. So thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. I really loved having you guys on. And as I mentioned earlier, I think it's remarkable that you're trying to take this awesome feat on by building the first successful MMORPG on the blockchain. I'm going to be following you guys closely. I've been in the Discord since the viewing party. I didn't realize that. And I'm going to be participating more in trying to get that Whale Coin Talk faction intact. I am very excited to actually play the game once it's live. And again, guys, anytime you want to come on and give us updates, you're more than welcome. It's been a pleasure. And Whale Coin Talk community, even with amazing projects like Altaira and amazing communities like the ones that they've built, we always have to give this disclaimer. Remember, everything you hear on this broadcast is meant for educational purposes only. Nothing is financial advice. So be safe out there. We have another Twitter space coming up in 10 minutes with UW Blockchain Club. So stay tuned.
Hey, thanks so much. We're going to sign off here now, guys. Jump in the Discord. TQ just told me she's getting DMs from people asking about the different tiers. That's something we'll go over in detail. We can even open up a voice channel in the Discord or another Twitter space to talk about that. But just so you know, there's different tiers. And also, we have a really cool article in the Discord that goes over all the tiers that really explains things really well. I'm going to post it right now so you can read it in the Discord there. And that's what we're here for, is to really help you figure out where you fit in best and what you're really up to. So thanks, Noah. Thanks so much, Whale Coin Talk. Let's get some hearts for them. Let's get some hearts for Whale Coin Talk and Noah and his team and everyone there that's supporting him, because I know he's got a team of people he works with that are working really hard. We got a lot of people in the space that came today. We got up to like 160 people in the space coming through at one time. It's been so amazing. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're doing spaces all day, Noah, and you run down and everything. But I'll be continue talking to you, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun, not just hanging out in the Altaira Discord, but also hanging out in Whale Talk spaces. So Whale Coin Talk is one of the, what I consider one of my homes in Web3, and I hope you guys continue to hang out with Whale Coin Talk and then have us on. You know, maybe a little bit later we can do another one next week, and we can talk about, you know, we'll talk about that in the back channels, but like it's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks so much, buddy, for having me.